Well, the Phillies are one win away from the National League Championship Series. Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Phillies Hot Stove Media. Today we're going to recap tonight's third game in the National League Division Series between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Atlanta Braves, as the Phillies defeat the Braves by a final score of 10-2 as they destroy the Atlanta Braves in this one. Bryce Harper with two monster home runs. Do not poke the bear, right? I mean, do not poke the bear, and that's what the Braves did, and they certainly paid the price for it. Now, guys, before we get into this video, please subscribe if you haven't done yet. Please turn the notification bell, like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. So this series has been crazy, right? I mean, the Phillies win game one in shutout fashion in Atlanta by winning 3-0, and then they followed up going up 4-0, then losing 5-4, and then they return home and just destroy the Atlanta Braves 10-2 as they now have a 2-1 series lead over the Atlanta Braves. And if you're the Phillies, you do not want to have to go back down to Atlanta. You don't. You do not want to have to go back down to Truist Park, so you have to make sure you end it in Philadelphia tomorrow, either at 6 or 8, depending on what happens with the Dodgers Diamondbacks game. As of right now, the Diamondbacks are destroying the Los Angeles Dodgers 4-0. I mean, they destroyed them the entire series. The Dodgers, I mean, I'm not even going to really talk about it. I mean, every single year, except for the Mickey Mode 2020 season, they have just not shown up in the postseason. Either they choke, they get a big lead. They are just a laughing stock. I mean, the Los Angeles Dodgers are a laughing stock. I mean, these historical teams year after year, and they can never do anything with it. It's really sad for the sport, really. I mean, this really should have been a dynasty for them, and they're just wasting it. But enough on that. I'm certainly very, very proud of this team. I mean, Bryce Harper, I mean, he is just the man. I mean, this guy is on fire right now. And again, Orlando Arcia, I mean, you shouldn't have made that comment. And enough said. I mean, Bryce Harper didn't even have to say anything. The home runs spoke for themselves. Now, another thing I want to say is that this series is not over. You know, for the people out there that think it's over, it is not. Don't think the Braves are not going to be coming back tomorrow wanting to beat us, because they are certainly going to be out for us, right? I mean, they're going to be probably coming out swinging. So don't think this series is over by any stretch. I understand that we were in the same position last year. We won game 1, lost game 2, and then won game 3, and then won game 4. That doesn't mean it's going to happen again this year. You might have to go to game 5. You know, hopefully we can win it down in Atlanta if it does come to that. But obviously, I'd love nothing more than to win tomorrow night. But don't think that it's just going to be a cakewalk and we got this in the bag. This is still a series, you know, and the Braves are not going to go down without a fight. So we still have to be somewhat humble, right? And we have to realize that this is not over, right? This series is not over. The Braves are not going to go down without a fight. And the Braves still have a chance. I mean, all they have to do is just win 2 in a row. I mean, that's not too much to ask for. Not to dampen the mood here after a big win, but let's also keep the glasses on, right? The smart glasses, and take a look at this situation objectively. From an objective standpoint, from a baseball standpoint, it's not that hard. But certainly we've definitely given them a fight. I mean, that is for sure. We have a 2-1 series lead against them, and I love it, man. I love it. I mean, this has certainly been an exciting series if you're a baseball fan. Aaron Nola went out there and dominated. Another great start from Philly starting pitching, and it's been good so far, man. And we got Ranger tomorrow night. Hopefully he can, keep us in the ballgame and allow the offense to go out there and do their thing. And I tell you, the offense at Citizens Bank Park, man, oh my goodness gracious, it is lively and it is good. As we pick up the scoring summary here in the top of the third inning, Ozzie Albies singles on a sharp line drive to right field, and Ronald Acuna Jr. comes around to score as the Braves now lead 1-0. So it wasn't looking too good. Aaron Nola, I mean, it wasn't the end of the world. It wasn't like, they jumped out to a 4-0 lead, but it's not a good start. It's not a good start, and you're hoping that the Braves were going to, build momentum off of this. They're coming off of a 5-4 comeback win, where they scored 5 unanswered runs against us. So this wasn't really the start you were hoping for. Then we pick it up here in the bottom of the third inning, a deep drive to left field by Castellanos that ties the game at 1. How about that? Castellanos first of the night, and the Phillies tie up the game at 1. So Nick Castellanos, he's really doing something this postseason, right? I mean, last postseason, I had a couple nice defensive plays out in the outfield. He really wasn't there that much at the plate, right? I mean, the entire 2022 season was pretty much a for Nick Castellanos. It was. It's a fact. It was pretty bad, and it just wasn't up to his standards. The OPS was low. This was a rough year for Nick Nick Castellanos in 2022. And, the 2023 All-Star season for Nick this year, and it was a much better season. The OPS was a lot better. He just had an all-around better season. He played more like the player we paid him to be right after the lockout in March of 2022. And we pick it up here in the same inning, Bryce Harper. I mean, this is like a Ryan Howard shot. I mean, it just gave me the memories of Ryan Howard hitting home runs to deep right field at Citizens Bank Park as he clombers the baseball to deep right field into the second deck. I mean, it was a no doubter. I love when Harper stands there and holds the bat like this. He just knew it. I mean, it was long gone. His second home run here in the postseason. Of course, he did homer in Atlanta, and a 3-run shot to score Marsh and Turner, and the Phillies now take a 4-1 lead. I mean, at that point, you're feeling pretty good. I mean, the Phillies offense is starting to hit the ball at the ballpark. We're seeing some momentum. We still have a long way to go, but we're feeling pretty good at this point. And in the same inning, JT Realmuto doubles on a sharp line drive to left field to score Bowman Stott, and it's now a 6-1 ball game. And, something that's interesting is, early in the inning, I was saying to a few people, we need to have a 5-run inning right here. If we're going to come back in this game, we need to really make a statement, and we have a 6-run bottom of the third inning. I mean, that was just fantastic. That's what the doctor ordered. It was perfect, right on cue. Then we pick it up here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Bryce Harper, the 2-time MVP, comes through again as he homers on a fly ball to center field. Michael Harris is second with a nice effort to try to bring that back in, and he falls up short as it's now a 7-1 ball game. So the Phillies now have a 6-run lead, a commanding 6-run lead. I mean, it was pretty much over at that point. I mean, when it was 6-1, I said, this is still not over. But when Harper hit that second home run, the second solo shot, I'm like, it's over, right? It's over. And then we pick it up here in the top of the sixth inning. Orlando Arcia singles on a line drive to center as Marcell Ozuna crosses the plate as the Braves make it a 5-run ball game, now a 7-2 ball game. So they try to come back a little bit, and that was just a meaningless RBI single that means absolutely nothing. And Trey Turner joining in on the action here in the bottom of the sixth as he homers on a fly ball to left center. An absolute bomb, and it gets the Phillies run right back as it gets our 6-run lead back at an 8-2 ball game. So Trey Turner's first home run here in the postseason. I love to see that. A guy that, obviously had some defensive problems there in game 2. So he, kind of helping redeem himself there. Having fun with the home run party here for the Phils. And we pick it up here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Nick Castellanos, his second of the night. This one was to left center as it's a solo shot, and the Phillies now have a 7-run lead, now a 9-2 ball game. So home run galore tonight, man, for the Phillies. I mean, this was just crazy. So many home runs, and what an exciting game to go to. If you were at the bank, just comment down below. How was it? How was the energy? I mean, we see it on TV. We see about it on Twitter and Instagram, how electric it is. But how is it to be there in person? How is it to be there and see it firsthand? I mean, I can't even imagine how fun that must be. So 9-2 Phillies lead. Then we pick it up here in the same inning. Brandon Marsh homers on a fly ball to left field. Another home run for the Phillies, their 6th of the evening. They're hitting a whole lot of home runs against a team that hit a lot of home runs in the regular season, right? Atlanta Braves hit a ton of home runs, over 300 home runs in the regular season, which is just crazy. And they're kind of giving them a taste of their own medicine as Brandon Marsh hits a solo shot to join in on the home run party. Now a 10-2 Phillies lead. That would be your final. The Phillies win 10-2. They make a statement. They make a statement, and the Braves had a ton of momentum heading into this game, and this definitely hurt for them, right? I mean, they're going to be playing, whether they do win this series or not, they're going to be playing elimination games the rest of the series, right? I mean, if we do make it to Game 5, I mean, obviously both teams are going to be playing elimination games, but they're definitely feeling the pressure. I mean, they were in this exact same position last year. And I don't like to be this kind of guy, but I mean, it has to be said. It was said on the post game, I believe. It's been said on social media. This could have been it. Okay, the statement is this could have been it. Meaning the fact that you had a 4-0 lead in game 2 and you let it slip, and this could have been a game clinching. This could have been the game that could have got us to the NLCS. Now, something else does have to be said. I do believe in mentality and everything happening for a reason, and you don't know. Maybe the mentality would have changed, right? Maybe the mentality would have changed. It's not to say that if we would have won Game 2, this game and everything that fell, everything that fell into place tonight would have happened. It's impossible to know, so it's easy to go back and look and say, oh, we should have done that. It's so hard to say. You don't know if the same thing would happen. So that's where I'm a little bit hesitant to say something like that, but the thought has to enter the back of your head, right? I mean, this could have been it. We could have ended it here, and unfortunately, we didn't, but we can end it tomorrow night either at 6 or 8. So last I checked, it was a 4-0 Diamondbacks lead, and we are in the middle of the 5th. It is still 4-0. I mean, I'm not even going to talk about it anymore, but the Dodgers, you are a disgrace. I mean, you really are. So now the Diamondbacks are going to have a ton of momentum heading into the National League Championship Series, no matter who they face. And, of course, it's still not over, but, I mean, the Dodgers are they look flat. They look terrible. They're not going to do it. So, it would have been great if the Dodgers could have maybe put up a fight to kind of wear out their bullpen a little bit and wear out their guys, but it doesn't look like that's really going to happen, right? So it looks like it's going to be the Diamondbacks advancing on to the National League Championship Series. So for the second straight year, the 3rd seed in the National League wild card is going to be advancing on to the National League Championship Series. That is very interesting, and that really just shows how, I mean, you get in, anything can happen. Go take a look at Aaron Nola's start, 5 2/3, 6 hits, 2 runs, and 2 earned, 1 walk, and 9 Ks. So, he didn't go, a huge distance, but I mean, 9 strikeouts in less than 6 innings of work. I mean, it's very, very strong. And the bullpen came in and dominated. I mean, and we really didn't use a lot of our top guys other than Serenity Dominguez. So, bravo to this Phillies team. Bravo to Bryce Harper. And some stare downs to Orlando Arcia. If you're going to make comments like that and tease, our best player, don't think there's not going to be retribution, because there is, okay? It's part of sports. It's part of life. If you're going to talk crap on somebody, I mean, be prepared to face the music. And I'm not going to say that Orlando Arcia was a crybaby. I mean, not that I haven't seen he's made any comments after the game about it, and we're even. Okay, Bryce Harper made a mistake. I think it was a little bit of an overreaction from the Phillies media and the people in the city talking about it when he got doubled off first in Game 2, and it was an aggressive base running. Was it stupid? Of course it was, but people overreacted about it. In my opinion, a little bit too much. People harped on him, no pun intended, a little bit too much. But Orlando Arcia basically making fun, and again, I know it's sports, but you're gonna make a comment like that. Well, you poke the bear, and don't think there's not going to be retribution, because there is most of the time. So Bryce Harper made sure to kind of send a little message. I mean, the 2 home runs, having a little stare down with Orlando Arcia. I mean, I had no problem with that at all. I mean, that's the thing I love about him. He's not the kind of guy that's going to be a total jerk. But he's kind of rubbing in a little bit, right? I mean, with Hunter Strickland back in 2014 with the home runs there. I mean, and they end up getting in the brawl 3 years later. So he has a tendency to make sure the message gets across, right? I mean, without being over the top. So that's why we all love Bryce in the city, for just the flair and the fire he plays the game with. It's really fun to watch if you want to know the truth. So I can't stand not knowing what time the game is going to be tomorrow night. Of course, as of now, it's 6 o'clock, but we keep hearing if the Diamondbacks win, which it looks like they're going to, it will be at 8 o'clock, which is just annoying. You think about it, if you have kids going to the game, I don't know if we're going to 6, at 6 or 8. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's really not fair to the fans, in my opinion. I think that's a huge disrespect. So we are going to be facing Spencer Strider, a guy that we definitely had a tough go about, with during the regular season this year, but we did our job against him in Game 1. We have to do it again, So Ranger Suarez, go out there and do your thing. He was taken out of the game pretty early in Game 1, right? So to kind of allow him to rest up his arm a little bit. So I hope we can do it. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. David Slitta, if you're in the comment section, I mean, it's not over, right? Still have reason to have hope, but I mean, I definitely think the Phillies odds are in their favor. I mean, they are. I mean, we have one more game at home. Hopefully we could do it tomorrow night. So I will see you all next time. So guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't done yet. Please turn on the notification bell. Like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media link in the description section at Phillies Hanson Media Instagram. Suarez, Strider, 6 or 8 tomorrow night. Huge win. And 1-1 away from the National League Championship Series. I am Luke, and I'll talk to you later. Let's go, Phils. I'll see you guys.